All right, let's see here. So 48.5 plus, let's see what we got here. 48.5 plus 298.5. What do we got here? $347 generated in a single day. Quite exciting stuff. Hey, it's Arie here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. In this video, I'm going to reveal exactly how I made up to $347 in a single day with affiliate marketing and how you can do the exact same thing. All right, so if you're on this video right now and you're interested in videos about affiliate marketing, growing an online business, or creating passive income online, then consider hitting that subscribe button down below, and this will be notified whenever there's a brand new video right on this channel. So I'm always putting out new videos on exactly those topics, pretty regularly. I recently did take a little bit of a break, but I am coming back. And I got tons of videos that I'm super excited to, of course, share with you, right? So if you're interested, hit the subscribe button down below, and this way you'll be notified whenever there is something brand new. But let's actually get right into it right now. I want to first and foremost say that if you are someone who is completely brand new, and let's say that you haven't really done this before, you haven't really had much experience, or maybe you haven't. Maybe you've been trying this for a while and you haven't really gotten that first major breakthrough yet. I just want to say right off the bat that I completely understand how you feel, because in my case, I first got online around like May 2017, like mid 2017, and it wasn't, for me, I went like the first 2 years making very little to no money, online, and it was very frustrating for me because in my case, I was really trying to, of course, quit my minimum wage job, and it was just very it just always felt like an uphill battle for me, right? So I want to show you a really funny but embarrassing picture of how I looked around that time. So this is like around May 2017. This is an old picture of myself right here. And as you can see, I just look super depressed. So this is kind of like around the time when I was first getting into affiliate marketing. I think this was taken shortly before I got into it, actually. I got another one with my hood up, by the way. And I look even more depressed right here, actually. But so during this time, I was working this minimum wage job. I was working as like a bagger in a grocery store, and I was really just trying to find a way to get out of that and, work more on my own terms, right? So like I could be my own boss. I could have, much more freedom, and of course be able to, hopefully make money online, just like what I'm showing right here, right? So, so for my first 2 years online, I struggled quite a lot, didn't really know what I was doing. I was jumping around to a whole bunch of different things, and it took me quite a long time to really hit that first major breakthrough, right? So in this video, I want to reveal exactly the steps that I took to start getting, these types of sales, pretty regularly, and how you can do the exact same thing if you're completely brand new, right? So let's actually get right into the steps. I don't want to waste any more time. The very first thing that you need to have in place if you want to, of course, get these types of results is you need to have a high converting offer, right? So of course, obviously, if you're gonna, get these types of commissions, you need to have something to sell, right? So you can go to a site like clickbank.com or Digistore. These are two really popular, well-known affiliate marketplace that you can go to. If you hear meowing upstairs, that is my cat. So if you hear that, I apologize about that. But you can go to Marketplace, and this will bring up a list of offers that you can consider promoting as an affiliate, right? So you could simply look through the list, find something that you feel you resonate with. By the way, if if you don't find anything on here, personally, the program that I promoted is called Invincible Marketer. This is one thing that you can promote, and I'll talk more about this a bit later on in the video. But keep in mind, you could do everything that I'm about to show you in this video with any offer that you find, right? So you just find an offer to promote, find something that you resonate with. For example, if you're interested in perhaps growing a YouTube channel and you want to learn about that, that is something that you might consider promoting. Is this product right here called Tube Mastery and Monetization, right? So this is a YouTube course that pays out 50% commission on $9.97 front end. So that looks like, for every sale of this, you'll get about, $500 for every sale that you make, right? So you could check out the sales page if you want to. Click on sales page right here. This will bring up exactly what the program's all about. So this goes over, kind of what to expect if you were to enroll in this. He's got some testimonials down here, which is pretty cool. And this right here goes over, kind of all the modules, kind of what they're all about, right? So you can learn more about it right here just by going through the sales page. And of course, if you want to, of course, enroll in it, you could simply do so right here by, doing that right there. If you are interested, of course, learning that, right? So once you have an offer that you feel comfortable promoting, you can simply click on the promote button right here. It'll give you your own affiliate link. And whenever someone goes to that link and they, of course, buy the offer, you'll get paid the commission, which is not this amount, but it's actually like $500 that you get, since 50% of 1,000 is 500, right? So if you can get an extra $500, if you can get just one of these sales, every single day, maybe every week, would that make a difference in your life? I'd really be interested to hear that, because I know for a lot of people who are first getting into this, getting just one of these sales, an extra 500 per week would be a really great starting point. I know for my case, that was definitely that as well, right? So you could find something that you feel comfortable promoting, find an offer, and then once you have an offer that you want to promote, then the next step is you want to have a marketing system in place, right? Now, the biggest mistake that you can make, once you find an offer, is thinking, okay, so I got this link, I got my affiliate link that I could just, send people to, and all I have to do is simply go on a site and just, buy some clicks, right? This is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of new affiliates make, is they just go on a site, they just buy some clicks, they just plop their affiliate link right in there, they pay whatever amount, they'll buy up anywhere from 300 to 1,000 clicks. They'll add to cart, and if they don't get a sale right away, then it's like, oh my god, this thing doesn't work. I lost my money, and so please don't fall into this trap, because regardless of how great the offer is, you always want to remember that not everyone is going to buy right then and there on the first exposure. In fact, if you say for example buy 400 clicks and you send it to a link, well, you'd be considered lucky if just one of these people bought right then and there on the front end, right? So it's very important that when you are sending traffic, that you, of course, focus on not just the initial front end people, but, of course, following up with them in the long term, right? So ideally what you want to have in place is some sort of marketing system, and you could either build this out with a tool like Kartra or ClickFunnels. And by the way, if you want to learn, deeper about this, about how this all works, I do have a free 4-day training down below that will go into all these things, in much more detail. So if you decide that you want to, of course, learn much more in detail about how to do all these things, you could check out my training down below, and that'll go over all that. But, when you have a tool like Kartra or ClickFunnels, what you could do is you could build out a marketing system, also known as a sales funnel. And the very first step inside of a sales funnel is known as a capture page, right? So this is a simple page that whenever you send people to this page, it has a headline at the top. For example, would you like to learn how to, get six-pack abs in the next, 6 months or something like that, right? So it's got some sort of headline. If you want to learn more, enter your email down below. And here, the visitor has two options. They could either enter their email to learn more, or they could leave the page. And if they enter their email, they will get put onto your email list, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later on this video. And when they do that, they get taken to the next page in the sales funnel, which is known as the bridge page, also known as a thank you page. That's another name for it. But right here, what you would want to do is you'd want to, of course, introduce yourself, explain what you're all about, how the product has, of course, helped you. So if you have any sort of result from the offer, if you've, of course, gone through it yourself, and you have experience, that's always great as well. Or what you could even do is you could talk about, some of the members that have gotten results as well, right? So if you know that people are getting results with the program, that's one thing you could talk about as well. You could talk about, okay, this person got, this result with this program, and I'm super excited to, of course, share this with you. If you're interested and, of course, learning more, you could click the button down here, and then that'll take them to where the actual sales page, right? Now you could either do this in written form, you do like a written word, or you could do like a short video. And video is what I actually recommend doing. So you could just simply take out your phone, record like a simple 1 to 2 minute video, or, if you want to do written form, that's as well. So you could just, kind of give like a good pre-framer right there. And then you want to give a call to action for them to check out the program down below, right? Once they click on that button, this will take them over to the sales page. And because you've taken the time to, of course, pre-frame them, they're much more likely to be interested, since they've, of course, gotten to, of course, know you, right? So they've gotten to see you, and then they immediately trust you a lot more than the average person who just sends them directly to the sales page. So this, again, you don't want to do this, because if people don't buy right then and there on the front end, which most people don't, then you're going to lose that traffic, and you're going to lose, whatever potential sales that they might buy, later on down the road, right? So when you have them on your email list, when they enter their email down below here and they get put onto your email list, what you could do is you could follow up with these leads, at any point. You could send them back to the offer. At any point, you could provide them with more value. You could, of course, share, more tips that you've learned. And as you do this, as you continue, following up with people, they're going to, of course, know, like, and trust you a lot more, which will then increase the chances of them, of course, buying later on down the road, right? So it takes a person typically around 4 to 7 times on average for them to actually feel comfortable buying, right? So think about, whenever you bought, something, especially something that's more, like expensive, like for example, if you buy like a PlayStation 4, right? Or a PlayStation 5, which is just recently launched, if you first hear about it, you're not going to buy it right then and there unless you have the funds already. You're just super into gaming, but, typically you think about it, you're like, okay, well, what games are coming out for the system? Okay, this game looks pretty cool. This game looks pretty cool. You watch one video on YouTube about, some guy talking about the different games coming out. You're like, okay, this sounds pretty cool. And then you decide to pick it up after like, a few weeks of looking into it, right? So that's kind of how, that's kind of the same thing kind of applies here is when you're, of course, selling information products, people are naturally skeptical at first. They're like, well, can I actually get results with this program? And the more you, of course, build up that relationship with them, the more likely they are going to, of course, be interested in that exact program, right? So once you have a marketing system in place, then the third step really comes down to sending traffic, or, you want to start driving traffic. Now, when I say the word traffic, I'm not talking about, vehicles passing by here on the San Francisco Bridge. In business, traffic is essentially another word for getting people to the offer, right? Or eyeballs to the capture page, or customers walking in the door. That's pretty much another word for traffic, right? So once you have this marketing system set up, then ideally what you want to do is you want to start sending traffic over to not your sales page, but your capture page, right? So the more people that you can get onto this page, then that is ideally the better. Now, when it comes to driving traffic, there's a few different ways of course, going about this. You have both free traffic, and then you also have paid traffic methods. Now, I want to start with paid traffic method. So there's obviously, pros and cons to both. But, if you are someone who wants, more fast traffic, if you want to, of course, start getting as many people over to your capture page as possible, then ideally you want to start with paid traffic. So this is more for people who have a bit of a budget. If you don't have, as much time, but you have, more money to spend, you might consider using a method of paid traffic. Now, one thing that I don't recommend using Facebook ads. I don't recommend using Google AdWords if you're completely brand new, because that takes quite some skill to learn. And the downside with that is that, if you don't really know what you're doing, chances are your ads are going to get disapproved. If you say like the wrong thing, and you could get your account shut down, which isn't necessarily the best if you're completely brand new. So, right. So if you want to start getting traffic, as quickly as possible, there's two really great methods that I want to show you here. And both of these are beginner friendly. So one method is using a method known as solo ads. And there's a site right here called udemy.com. What's really cool about this site is you could purchase traffic from any of these vendors right here. And each of these guys, basically what they have is they have email lists that they build up, right? So they've built up these email lists for, quite a few years. And, they have different niches that you, of course, go through as well, right? So if you have something in, like, for example, the health niche, you could do that. But most, I'd say this traffic is mainly for the internet marketing niche. So you can simply click on marketing, and this will bring up a list of people that have email lists inside of that niche, right? So for example, if I want to buy from this guy right here, Fazil, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. In this case, you could buy anywhere from 100 clicks all the way up to 1,000 clicks. And what's really great about this traffic is this is some of the fastest traffic that you can get, pretty quickly, right? So typically these clicks that you order will be delivered within 24 hours. And it's also pretty inexpensive as well, right? So for only $124, you can get up to 275 clicks, and you can simply put in your link right here that you want to promote, right? So ideally, you want to put in the link to your capture page that you, of course, build up. You can put it in here. You can simply complete a transaction, and then they will start sending those clicks over to your link, right? So once they, of course, enter their email, you can, of course, follow up with them. You can send them back to the offer at any point, and these are people that you have on your email list that you could follow up with over and over and over again. And that's really great about this, right? So you could use solo ads. That's one method that you could use. Or you could use a platform like Upfluence. This is if you want to use influencer traffic. And this is also very beginner friendly as well, right? So you don't need any sort of, you don't need to be like an expert in order to do any of these methods right here. You could simply, find an influencer that has a massive following, pay them to put a message out there to promote, whatever offer it is that you have. And ideally what you want to do here is you want to find someone that has a following of people that are interested in the niche that your product is, of course, in, right? So you don't want to promote like a internet marketing product on, on like a health and wellness influencer, right? That's not that wouldn't be congruent. So you want to find someone that's in your niche, and then of course, pay them to, of course, get your message out there, right? So you could, of course, check out upfluence.com as well. This is another really great site. But those are two paid methods that I want to go over. Now, my personal preference is that if you're completely brand new and you haven't really had much success online before, my personal preference is start with free traffic. The reason why you want to do this is because free traffic generally is a lot higher quality. Because when you build up a following on a site like, for example, Facebook or YouTube, then basically the people, that you, of course, build up, they trust you a lot more. They know you right away. And whenever you send them to an offer, then they're that much more likely to buy because you've, of course, taken some time to, of course, know, like, and trust them, right? So you could build up a following on a platform like Facebook. For example, someone that I follow here, Sarah Louise. I think I've showed her profile, quite a few times on this channel before. But, for example, we go to her profile. She's got a profile picture here that looks really cool. Really nice banner as well. Cool little, bio right there. And then she, of course, posts about, her niche, right? So she creates, like, these little stories, her results, and then she posts, like, value as well. So that's pretty cool. So she does, like, personal posts as well. And this is a great way to, of course, build up rapport. She's been doing this for quite a while. And then what you could do is you can go to Facebook groups in your niche, find people that are interested in, what you're, of course, all about. And you could add them, you can connect with them, one-on-one. You start up a friendly conversation. Don't spam your link right away because that just doesn't work. And by doing this on a consistent basis, you're going to build up a following, and these people are going to be interested in, want to learn more about, what you're all about, right? So you could use a platform like Facebook, or YouTube is another really great platform. But in my case, the traffic source that I got started with was YouTube, right? So what I did is, for my first year, 2019, all the way up to, kind of like right now, I decided to focus primarily on YouTube traffic. And the reason why I decided to pick YouTube traffic is because this is some of the highest quality traffic pretty much on the internet, right? And really think about this for a minute. YouTube is a search engine, much like Google. So someone goes on here, they search up something very specific, like how to get X result, how to get, how to do this without, pain, how to get benefit without pain. And when they find a video that is exactly what they're looking for, and it gives them exactly what they're looking for, then that goes over, they get to, of course, know, like, and trust you because they see you on camera. And when you give a call to action at the end for them to check out, whatever it is that they, of course, recommending, then they'll be that much more likely to, of course, do that. So by the time that they click on your link in the description and they give you their email address, then they're that much more likely to, of course, be interested in that exact program, right? Because they spent, for example, think about it like this, right? They spend, 10, 15 minutes with you. They get to know, like, and trust you. And because they spent, that amount of time with you and they give you their name and email, well, that's, of course, someone that is really interested, right? So you could, make videos pretty consistently, give a good call to action at the end to your, to the capture page for them to, of course, check it out. And one other thing that you can do on here is you could do something known as product reviews, right? So, for example, one program that I promoted actually is called Invincible Marketer. That's this video right here. And I did a review video for this exact program, right? Now, what I did is I used to have Invincible Marketer as my primary recommendation inside of this training for anyone who wants to learn more. But recently I decided to focus on some other things as well, and I kind of, changed my focus in here. However, I do still have my affiliate link for this video right here, and whenever someone, for example, clicks on this video, which is exactly where this sale came from, if someone,
what exactly is Invincible
let me
Marketer,
pause this
and
video
is
real
this
quick.
more-
So whenever someone searches up product name plus review, they're very likely in that buying mode, right? And for example, if someone searches up Invincible Marketer review, they're obviously looking into this program already. They already have their credit card in hand, and it makes sense, to do product reviews because they are a really great way for newbies to, of course, get results, right? So you can create a video, go over exactly what the program's all about, just like what I've done right here. I go over, exactly what the program's all about. I go over, the pros and cons of it. I explain what it's all about, and then I give a call to action to check it out right here, right? And whenever someone goes here, they can simply decide to enroll in the program if they want to. And if they do that, I will, of course, get paid for that, right? So if you want to, of course, see exactly how I have my video set up right here, you could simply check out my video, my review for the program. And of course, if you want to learn more about, how to, of course, learn how to market online long term, you can simply check out the Invincible Marketer program if you want to, or you could simply check out my free 4-day training. So anyways, hope you got lots of value in this video. If you did, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and take care.